said give and take and sanctified ourselves, right? So it's always traded into sacrifices. But we know when we get out that table, we're on that table, that altar, right? We know the Most High always got this thing called fear. You know what I'm saying? He can always pull that out and put on the table like, okay, like this is where we stop. The conversation stops here. You don't do this, I'm going to put you to death. What's up? Well, Esau also understands that. And he's going to use the element of what? Of taking lives or removing you, right? Being cast out of the matrix, the world, right? And then that's going to bring a high level of fear of men. And that's how you're going to be enslaved. So you got to get it.
Done. This is Proverbs 29:25. It says, the fear of man bringeth a snare, right? But whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. Come on, man.
You see that? And that's what it's, listen, that's what's all
people, they're not prepping for losses. Right. He says when you come to serve the Heavenly Father, you got to prep your soul for temptation. It might be tempting to cling on to soul's car. Because it's seeming like somebody got that Mark 11:25. Because right now it's seeming like, okay, I can cling to it. It's the spirit, bro. And it's going to keep me safe. Okay, it's going to keep you safe for a few hours. You know? But what happens when that clock hits 1? And you doom is at the door. Your whole neighborhood then got karagman up and you the last door left. And you know they going door to door. These people are not ready for it. But these Edomites, they're probably ready for it.
Oh yeah.
Some of them, they got the chip already. Yeah, they assume when they plugging up their Tesla, they open up the next door with their hand.
Hey brother, not only do they have the mark, they're gonna snitch on people that don't have.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because remember Biden said he wanted people to start reporting in if you know somebody's being radicalized.
Yeah.
So Esau has a process of you getting, everybody getting put on the list. We read that in Job.
But you gotta understand, so what's that? Well, Obadiah said that what Esau exalted himself onto the stars. You gotta understand, as the elites are eventually, people follow after the elites. Right now, the elites of Edomites of all towns, listen, they got all kinds of crazy plans. Motherfuckers want to go into outer space. They want to start their Star Trek projects, right? That's what they're thinking. Well, the average Edomite at some point, right? He's also slowly getting there to the point where, hey, they want some Demolition Man type environment, some Blade Runners. Brothers have seen the movie Blade Runner, flying cars. They're talking about they want to be in space and some Star Trek type stuff. Well, if they're looking at you and everybody said they're pointing out, well, hold on, these are the people that are holding back progress from us going into outer space. They don't want to get chipped up, right? Guess what? People are going to be ostracized and they're going to snitch on them. And next thing you know, you're getting carted off to the concentration camp. So you're going to have cities, like I say, you're going to have cities that's going to look like people in debtor, right? You're going to have cities that's going to look like Children of Men. And then you're going to have cities that's going to look like what? Mad Max, World War. Depending on what city you're going to be in. But then you're also going to have places where there ain't going to be nothing happening. Example, you have large places, green grass in Mississippi and shit like that, right? And places like that. There's nothing going on, nothing. But everything is going to happen when you have mass population. Yeah. That's what it says in the sea.
Read that scripture, bro.
Mark 11:25. In the day of prosperity, there is forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction there is no more remembrance of prosperity. So Mark 11:25. In the day of prosperity there is forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
Yeah, because everybody's chasing that dopamine high, you know? Everybody wants to, what makes you feel good or what's most convenient for you. Very soon you won't be able to go out and have these liberties that you have right now when they bring these draconian measures. All right? A lot of these, remember, not too long ago, all this stuff was boarded up because of the racial tensions. Not too long ago, a lot of these businesses were shut down. But not too long ago, the police were coming up to us and saying, you got to be 6 feet apart. Yeah. You know? The camp was 20 feet wide. You know what I'm saying? 5 brothers is that's 26 feet apart. You know what I'm saying? 30-foot camp.
Not a soul in the streets.
Yeah, nobody in the streets.
No
So
traffic. You see at the camp within 10 minutes.
yeah, bro. It's flying here. Everybody parked next to each other.
Yeah, man. It felt like I Am Legend.
Yeah, that's what it felt
like-
like. Everything boarded up. Yeah, it was a very eerie. And the thing was, everybody felt the spirit of eeriness.
That's right.
Fear of not knowing what's next. And that's what we're saying. That prosperity that everybody's feeling right now, we're praying that gets taken away.
That's right.
That's what we want. We want the Lord, we always say it, to lower the playing field. Because we understand the power of the Lord. We understand that He can take everything from you at an instant. You have to walk through. You know? And He's going to do that on the left-hand side. The Lord says He creates light and create. Let's go to Zephaniah now. Ezekiel. You know, we're going to Zephaniah 1, and we started that verse. Because we're going to go into that cause of all. All right? It's that Esau is just going to deliver you a package with a bow on it and say, here, and deceive you like that. No, this man's going to put a foot in your ass like he did the Gadites,
Right.
like he did the Judites.
Right.
Everything wasn't just trickery with Gad, or we're just going to trick them and then just do this. Some of it was right in their face. We're talking about barrel in your face.
Gatling.
Gatling.
That's why the Gatling gun, the machine gun, that's when it came back. It went back to the Gatling because you can only deceive people with so much. You know, eventually they wake up. But Esau, like I said, his warfare, like the God said, his warfare is different. His warfare is about weakening your guard. So when he really comes that hard, you basically, there's nothing you can do about it. He got the edge, he got the drop. That's how Esau fights.
Go ahead,
Ezekiel 7, verse 14. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, and none going to battle.
Right. They've blown the trumpet. You got able-bodied men, you know, they know this truth. That are out there. We have to say it all the time. If you're out there and you believe in the truth, come out to the altar. The scripture says, blessed they he that heareth and readeth these words. Keep the sayings to it. There's a hedge around it. And what trumpet are we blowing? We're blowing that war trumpet. It's at a certain pitch and we're blowing a certain amount of time so our people know that, look, all hell is coming. Shit is not all sweet. The prices of a lot of basic necessities are going up. Right. Hell, the price of batteries is going up, bro.
Right.
Regular AAA, you know, AA, C batteries, B batteries, these prices are going up, these little things.
Yeah.
You know what's also going up? Just your basic items for camping. What I do is anytime I go to Wally World, Walmart, I go to the camping section. I look at pots, pans, knives, backpacks, coolers, and first aid kits. And I take a picture so I can compare it. Now it doesn't go up much, but it's just enough. You know, brother, these prices, they go up a lot. And if they go up enough, these people gonna lose their mind. Yeah. And that's what we're trying to tell you. You need to prepare yourself because prices change, all right? But your faith can't be tainted. Faith can't be changed. You know, we're investing in purchasing large amounts of faith. So keep going.
And none goeth to the battle. And my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within.
Right, the sword is without. Now the major, of course you got swords within Babylon. We're speaking about Babylon, and the majority of our people is. But the majority of nuclear capabilities is outside this country. All these other countries, they got nukes.
Yeah.
And, these different missiles shooting off trains and different silos, pocket nukes, whatever the hell. You know, Esau's been setting up. And then he said it's famine within. So expect a lot more weird ass diseases to pop up. Like remember, what's that one thing where everybody they said they was turning into zombies and eating each other? This is the H1, and you had deers looking like zombies and whatnot. You had the people down in Florida bugging out. So these type of things are going to happen again. The Lord can put the spirit on humankind to where you have everybody's going to turn into Jeffrey Dahmer. You know what I'm saying? You been watching that?
I haven't, but eventually I will.
You gotta fast forward through a lot of it,
everywhere.
but
It's like,
it's good.
it's everywhere. Everybody, that's what everybody's talking about right now, man.
That's like
Oh yeah, Dahmer, you gotta watch that. Yeah, you gotta watch it. I mean, a lot of it you gotta fast forward through because a lot of sodomite shit.
Yeah,
But for the most part, when the Lord says, "I created evil and the wicked for the day of evil," they could have named it that. I created wicked for the day of evil. And what's crazy is, I'm not gonna give it away. This part won't give it away. One of his victims, the death king, and his mother was talking to him, and she said, the pastor keeps saying that the Lord created AIDS for punishment. And I was like, yeah, that's what's up. That pastor's right. Then the next sentence, she says, I don't like when he says that. I told him he needs to stop spreading that hate. I said, you know what? This is what's wrong with Christianity. They think that things are happening outside of the Lord's realm, when actually he's controlling the left-hand side and the right-hand side. This is the Lord's sea hit. This is the Lord's Quran. This is the Lord collapsing the economy, creating all these types of diseases. So you can't say stop spreading hate when the Lord created hate. And again, that pastor was in the spirit. The Lord did create AIDS to punish people.
That's right.
It's called the planet of the apes now.
That's right.
Which it was created, autoimmune, that thing was created. It wasn't just come out of nowhere. But the Lord put it on somebody to create it. And that's what we're talking about. The pestilence with it. What was that? The last one we did that movie?
And he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour.
Right, because in the city, you have a whole lot of people. So a lot more resources are going to have to get consumed a lot more in the city. Go ahead.
16. But they that escape of them shall escape. Shall be on the mountains like those of the valley.
Now it said those in the field also going to die by the sword. So again, when the resources get consumed in the city, they're going to, speaking for this area, they're going to go out to Montgomery County, they're going to go out to Howard County. Before you know it, everybody from Baltimore and DC is going to be meeting everyone in Howard County. They're going to run to the familiar places where they was getting food. Maryland Live's going to get ramsacked. The MGM Grand's going to get ramsacked. If there's food in that truck, it's going to get stopped. Somebody's going to shoot the tire out, like in Call of Duty. And they're going to run up on there. They're going to blow up, because Jake got grenades and shit. Remember that year we sent up to Carson? Jake got shit in the hood, bro. They got some shit I've never even heard before. So a lot of these resources, that's why the scripture says, evil shall increase, victims shall be sold good cheap. They shall think themselves to be in good cause. Until they show up to that store and the KKK is there too, looking for the same item. That's right. Or a group of hard deeps with their turbans loose on their head, they still got the red dot. They still trying to get food. You gotta go to your West African markets, the places where we usually go, you know, and that stuff's not gonna be there. You got something, brother? Yeah, hop in there, bro.
It's First Maccabees 3 and 19. He's speaking on a battle. And the battle that we are facing right now, the only person that could save us from that battle is Yahweh Shah. Because for the victory of the battle standeth not in the multitude of the host, but strength cometh from heaven. They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us and our wives and children and to spoil us. But we fight for our lives and our laws. Wherefore the Lord himself will overthrow them before our face. And
those are words, see, these are words of integrity, right? Those are words of, Jake's not thinking about fighting for the laws. They're fighting for their block, you know, or their child. Go ahead.
Said, wherefore the Lord, Yahweh Shah himself, will overthrow them before our face. And as for you, be ye not afraid of them. So don't be afraid of the adversary. The enemy is bring ram. Don't be afraid of them. So they're doing the work of the Lord.
That's right.
Right. And if you're in the city, if you're a brother, all right, or if you're a sister or a child in the city, you won't have to worry about it. Again, the Lord can easily make it to where everybody in your building gets evacuated, but you stay, and now you got a building full of food. Right? But you might have one building that some of the elected went to, you don't even know it yet. So there's all, I mean, that's just many different ways. But again, the scripture says hope for good. We're not hoping to get crushed. You know, we're hoping to get delivered. We're resisting this image at all costs. And we know that we know this devil has plans. Guess what? We've imagined many different ways that you can come to. That's why in the news, speaking of Esau's gradualism, eventually in the news, expect to start seeing how the Yob, the jump shot might be tied to the blockchain. Supposedly, they got the how do I want to say it? Shia LaBeouf, if you know what I'm saying, all right? In Isaiah the 14th chapter, chemical in there, all right? Speaking in code here, it starts with an L, and they got an F in there, all right? They saying that thing in there can track, mixes with the two things that you already have in your body, two DNAs. What's that? The 72,000 from your mother, 72,000 from your father, and then they add in another 72,000, which equals 216,000. I remember that math, bro. I remember that math. Then you take 600, right? Times 60, and then times 6, and it equals the same exact number. So Esau, you're not going to get us. Everything's pointing towards that. Now, expect, like I said in the news, gradually you're going to see it saying that it's for this, it's for that. Oh, all of a sudden, you can get stuff on Amazon Go. Oh, but wait, Amazon Go has grocery places and grocery stores. Now, all of a sudden, what was made to make your immune stronger also can allow you to purchase items. That's when it's going to be too damn late. You know? Because guess what? You would have already been in the crib for who knows how long. You know what I'm saying? You got a stop sign at the end of your road. The stop sign's not there anymore. It's a nigga with an AK. You know? No, it's no longer a flashing yellow light at the first stop sign. And now it's a tank with a light on top of it flashing. By that point in time. That's what we're talking about. When it says he causeth all, we're not saying, oh, it's going to happen right now. No, things are going to happen first. Bang, 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 bang.
That's right.
To the point where you're saying, all right, I have to go along with this. This is just the next step for protecting me.
Life.
That's also the reason why, now everybody's talking about this fear of Russia, shooting nukes. That's all over the news. Russia talking about nukes. Yeah, that's true. And we know that's going to happen eventually. But somebody get right quick on Luke 21, and I think it's 21. Because it's very important. Like the elder said, hey, you have to be with prophecy, and then you have to make sure you don't get ahead of yourself, right? Because then it can kind of mess with your faith a little bit.
Yeah, we got to sit there in those rumors.
Right, because you're right there, right? I don't know, that's where we're going. Because everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about, oh man, nukes, this, nukes. I mean, you talk about regular podcast dudes that don't talk about damn man, what's she talking about nukes? Well, we know that. We've been talking about that. But the thing is, it's not going to happen right now. Not yet.
Luke 21, verse 7. Right? And they asked him, saying, Master, when shall these things be?
Right?
And what sign will there be when these things are come to pass?
Right, there's some of the signs that's what we're going into. All right, we're not going to be skipping steps. Yeah, sometimes, depending on the spirit, we'll talk about the nukes. We'll talk about, Babylon, the United States getting nuked. But also, we got to talk about the things that's supposed to happen prior to that. All right, we're not like the Christian church. They're going ahead and tell everybody, hey, don't worry about the days of tribulation, because you're going to get raptured. Nah, we're going to talk about first, you're not going to get raptured. All right? You were made for the last days. You were made, this is your lot. You're not going to escape this. Scripture says, this generation shall not pass until all be fulfilled.
And they asked him, saying,
but you got cats in the back of the mind, hopefully hopefully, man, when the nukes go off, that'll be the next generation. Maybe the next 70 dudes talk like that. You know, on YouTube, yeah, you know, I believe it's gonna be a third world war. I see it happen maybe in 70 years. Yeah, cause see, you don't want to see yourself in that time when it goes down. You want your children, your great grandchildren, to deal with the madness. But we're saying, not only we don't want that, we want to deal with the madness. And guess what? The scripture said we're going to deal with the madness. It's not going to be a different generation.
They actually said, Master, when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? Right? Verse 8, and he said, take heed that ye be not deceived. Right? For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach. The time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after. Right? Verse 9, but we shall hear of wars and commotions.
Well, you're going to hear of wars and commotions, but wars and commotions are taking place all over the world. It's been happening, right?
Be not terrified.
Right, so don't be terrified. You got a lot of people terrified right now. They're like, oh man. Now all of a sudden, damn near half of America is aware of a missile called Satan 1, 2 missiles called Satan 1, Satan 2. You got regular dudes talking about that.
Yeah, when you first got invaded, you had niggas crying for Ukraine.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, so now they can just point it out on the map, bro.
Right.
You know you don't even know who Ukraine's leader is. You all up on all.
Right.
Shook.
That's true, bro.
Ukraine is not even a major character in World War III, bro.
Brother, you got,
Jake out there protesting. Ukraine lives matter.
I was listening to a song. I was listening to a rap song. And this nigga started talking about Ukraine. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, now you into geopolitics, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, really, nigga, now you into geopolitics? And then if somebody asks you what Ukraine is, you're going to say it's somewhere in fucking Africa.
For these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by.
There you go. And Matthew just says the end is not yet. And but it's the same thing. The end is not by and by, meaning the nukes are not going to get shot off just yet. All right, we know that. Yeah, we can let everybody panic and all that. No. The time will come, and you will know when that time comes. It's going to be broadcasted. It's going to be put out there that, hey, man, first of all, you're going to be a full-blown third world war. And then it's going to be put out there that, hey, man, the nukes are flying off, you know. And then, of course, the government, right, the United States government, which at that particular point is really no longer going to be the United States government. It's just going to be a full-blown corporation owned by the Rothschild. This is going to be Rothschild land. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be Rothschild land. Guess what? They're going to lie to you and then telling you that, hey, we have a way to intercept these missiles. Well, there's no way you're going to intercept these supersonic missiles. Some of them move at the speed of Mach 9 and higher. There's no intercepting that shit. And the Lord talked about it. But as of right now, before we get to the missile, we got to talk about what the Spirit is talking about. The details of what's going on that's going to happen in the city. Good.
Then he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation.
Right, so before that, man, before the nukes fly off, before all that happens, it says nations gonna rise up against nation, which is happening. Right? So you got Turkey rising up against Armenia. They've been beefing for a while. You got a lot of, you can just go and Google all the different wars that's taking place on the planet. And you'll see a list of commotions. The thing is that you don't know because you're not aware. But why you're not aware? Because you're being spiritually lazy. Because the Most High's making moves. If you see, you see. If you don't, you don't. If you don't see, then all of a sudden the prophecy seems like it's not happening because you're unaware. As prophets, we don't get to be unaware. We have to constantly search so we can bring this out to the elect. All right. As a matter of fact, somebody get their right quick. I think it's Job 29 and 14. I think it's Job 29 and 14.
I did that on one for the different line.
That's right.
Yep.
Job 29 and 14. I put on righteousness and it clothed me.
Right.
My judgment was as a robe and it guided me. I put on righteousness and it clothed me. My judgment was as a robe and and a diadem.
Right, keep going.
I was eyes to the blind.
I was what?
I was eyes to the blind.
I was what?
I was eyes to the blind.
What? We the eyes to the blind. Go ahead.
And feet was unto the lame.
What?
I was a father to the poor.
I was a father to the poor. We the fathers to the poor. Spiritually, go ahead.
And the cause which I knew not, I searched out.
And what?
And the cause which I knew not, I searched out.
See that? So the cause that you know not, you have to search out. Because if you're going to be a leader, you're going to be an eyes to the blind. Because we're not blind leading the blind. We're the seers. We're literally the seers. We're getting with the apostles. We are the seers. That's why we lead in the blind until we give them sight through the spirit of Yahweh Shah, of Yahweh Shah. So for you to do that, you have to cause that you don't know about, you have to search out. Study to show thyself approved. Get involved, get into the prophecy.
Then he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation,
Right?
and kingdom against kingdom.
Right, so you're gonna have more frictions out there. And you're gonna have more of that stuff like Russia and Ukraine invasions. Those things are gonna happen. You're gonna have a couple more that's gonna happen. Right? Why? Because the Most High is setting up lines. What did the Lord say? He said that way he would dry up the rivers of Euphrates. Now he did that physically, but there's also a spiritual meaning behind it. All right, so before you have a major warfare, it's always been like that in history. Before big wars, you always had small wars. You always had nations conquering little nations, right? Setting up their military camp, either having allies, right, or breaking down little enemies and whatnot. Before the big war, you're always going to have little wars for preparation for the big one, correct?
And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places.
Right, and then we got to see this. This is something we haven't seen yet to the extent that we talk about earthquakes of biblical, proportion. That's right. We talk about tectonic shifts. Like we talking about San Andreas, that type of stuff. We talking about thousands of people dead in an instant, right? In a 24-hour period. Those are the things we have to see that. If you don't see that,
For some reason, when you crack the bears, just run the race to a neighborhood and kill them.
that's right.
You don't know what the bears made it together, just kill them motherfuckers.
That's right.
That's what we did.
And famines and pestilences.
But in famine and pestilence, which that's what we was talking about. That's what the hell is going into. Famine and pestilence. Now famine, which we talking about the Jeffrey Dahmer, listen, a lot of the famine is going to bring about, cannibalism. All right, cannibalism is the great fear. That's going to be brought up through famine. But we know how famine is going to come about. The reason why we get in famine is because of the lewdness of the people. Because of the lewdness of the people, it leads to the decay of the society. And then when the society decays, guess what happens? Famine happens. And death and destruction, economic collapse. These are things that we have to talk about, man, for the elect. And it's not only for the elect, it's preparation. And you can say it's redundant, but it has to be, man. Because, hey, man, when it's game time, you ain't going to have time. When bullets are flying and shit like that, people's doors getting kicked in, concentration camps are open, bears are running wild, tigers in the streets, I Am Legend type shit. You ain't going to have time to go back and pull the old videos. All of it has to already be downloaded. That's why it has to be repetitive and it has to be redundant.
Ezekiel 7 verse 15, the sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within.
Yeah, and the cities are going to break down. All right? The cities are going to break down. This place is going to look like, I expect at least DC to look like either V for Vendetta or Children of Men. With that combination. I don't believe DC is going to be what the DMV is going to be, some World War, because the way the land is set up, the buildings and all that. The World Warrior, that's going to be out west, places in the Midwest, out west, places like that. They're going to be on that Mad Max shit. You know what I'm saying? As you go to Cali, you can see the planes. You can see the planes, and you're like, yeah. I remember riding down in Northern Cal with the brother. I was like, bro, I don't know who was going. I think we going on to San Jose. And the planes, and I'm like, I felt like I was in a movie World War. That's where you go. Remember, the song on Tupac. Where did that shit at? Come on, man. That's how these cities are going to look like. Go ahead.
Sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within.
Right?
He that is in the field shall die with the sword.
Ah, so if you're in the field, you're going to die with the sword. And the sword can come out in any way. Like the Herder said. And it could be anything. From a gun to a knife. You know, to get ate alive. In the movie on the road, you know, you got cats in the movie The Road, they were in the basement, man. They was like food reserved. When the dude would go into the basement and cut off a leg, and then he'll peel that leg so it didn't stop bleeding. Why? Because he didn't want him to die.
Yeah, some of these niggas in basements right now, we don't even know about it.
Brother, I thought about that a couple weeks ago, brother.
But you know, it's a lot of Jeffrey Dahmers out there that don't even go under the radar. A lot of them,
As we speak right now, like you said, the Ishmaelites over there, they're into that. Of course, the world child, the international banking. Imagine, as we say right now, I'm gonna go to bed. I was like, as I'm going to bed right now, you got people in the basement, you know, just servants, bro, into like just slaves to the lowest degree. Their families think that they're dead and gone. The whole time they're alive, so in the island, so in the basement, bro, chained up.
Black Snake Moan. That's some Black Snake Moan shit. Locked up like a chain gang.
Damn. Yeah.
The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword. And he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour.
That's right, famine and pestilence.
Amos 3 and 6,
Right?
shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
Right, the trumpet is being blown in the city, huh? And people not gonna be afraid. Of course they're gonna be afraid. Ultimately, the trumpet is the trumpet of war. We warning of great death coming to the United States, aka the country go to level. Alright, so you should be afraid. Alright, good.
Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it?
So you're gonna have great death, destruction, injustice, collapsing the economy. Oh, you're gonna have this thing called, you know, the chip, you know, the market of beast established, and the Most High hasn't done it. You gotta understand, like the elder said earlier, man, this is really deep, and you have to just accept it for what it is. The idea of the Karama has not come from Esau. You know what I'm saying? The idea of the Karama came from the Heavenly Father Yahweh. Okay? If you can accept, you have to accept that. Because if you don't, that means you don't accept that the Heavenly Father created the light and the darkness. That means you're giving way too much power and credit to Esau. And that means, and if you do that, guess what's going to happen? You're going to fall into the fear of man. The reason why it's good to get these scriptures is because the scriptures prepare you to not fear Esau by removing the so-called power that he has. Once you understand that, yo, this dude's not that, he's not powerful. Everything that he's doing is from the Most High. All his technology, all his stuff he's coming up. Once you understand that, now you're taking the power from him. Now it's like, dude, I don't fear you. Because you're nothing without the Most High. You know what I'm saying? He's just a man, and not only that, without the Most, if it wasn't for the Most High, you know about yourself, get your ass kicked by every nation on the planet. We know it, you know it. The only reason why you will know this is because the Lord gave you, he removed the spirit from us, and he gave you weapons, right? Enough to put us down.
Ezekiel 7 verse 16, but they that escape of them shall escape. They shall be on the mountains like doves in the valleys.
Let's go to Zephaniah
1 verse 11. How ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down.
My brothers know what Maktesh is. It was an ancient merchant city. So it's by a seaport. And one thing about seaport is that's where all the fish come in. So there's a lot of money was made right there on the water. So he's saying how the inhabitants of Maktesh, basically meaning the commerce. You know, that's people talk about the economic collapse. This is the prophecy. So
All they that bear silver are cut off. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are settled on their leads.
Yeah, the people that are really the Israelites that are chilling. You Israelites that are chilling. You know you've given all the power and responsibility over your life to Esau. Esau's never gonna let his kingdom go down. Yeah, y'all talk about if others gonna do this and that. Esau's not gonna let it happen. Why would he let it happen? It's not up to Esau. It's up to the Heavenly Father. Worthless time has come to an end. Accept it. Okay? The Most High is going to destroy, this place by building. He's going to free his people by the hand of his son. The Habakkuk of Mashiach in the world is ignorantly known as Jesus Christ. That's what's going on.
Verse 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leads.
Right. We just talked about you're supposed to be getting out, blowing the trumpet and get our people ready for the battle. But you got a lot of our people who just chilling. Like nothing's gonna happen.
They're not ready.
But guess what? This devil is ready. He has something ready for our people. Go ahead.
That say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil.
Right, that's what our people say. They say that the Lord is unequal. He won't do this, he won't do that. But the scripture says, my ways are equal, your ways are unequal.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Therefore their good shall become a booty.
Right.
Meaning what they have is going to become a spoil. It's going to be taken from them.
That's right.
You can hoard and buy up all these things, but again, if you don't have faith or trust in Yahweh Shah like you was reading, brother, none of that stuff matters. I don't care how many martial art moves and grappling moves you know. Guess what? Esau is the ultimate grappler. He got our asses in a rear naked choke and made us submit, and he's going to do that again for the majority of our people.
That's why the power back. They shall also build houses.
But guess what? For every rear naked choke, there's a way to get out of it, right?
Sure.
Absolutely.
We got the way to get out.
Call the Most High
Go
back.
ahead.
But not inhabit. They shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. Therefore, the good shall come as loose, and the houses as desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them.
Right, so his house is a representative of safety. What do people say? If you got food and a shelter over your head, you're good, right? That's all that really matters. Well, these things are going to be taken away. You know, the living situation, just because inflation happens, is that you think your rent is just going to stop? You know, some people, some places, if you are renting, you got a lease, the price is actually going up. They're still raising the prices on you.
That's right.
Go ahead.
That's right.
But not inhabit them. They shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof.
Right, like it says in the Psalms, they think their houses shall continue forever. A lot of our people are trying to establish some type of sovereignty in a land that's going to get destroyed. There's no point in building some type of sovereign place here for safety when all hell breaks loose. I'm already on inside. Because guess what? Let's say all hell breaks loose. That means you think at some point you'll be able to come out of that alive. Everything's going to be mowed down and then you can start over. That's not going to happen.
That's a good point, brother, because you got a lot of jakes that, because remember, every time you have economic collapses or economic downturn, remember the money never disappears, right? The money gets transferred from one person to another. So when you talk about economical collapse, right, oh, the money's running out, the money never runs out. Somebody's hugging up all the money. So you got a lot of Israelites now, they're sitting back, and they're like, oh, hold up. If this economical collapse is coming, right, let's make moves to be the ones on the opposite end, right, and be super rich, you know, on the other side. Not understanding that this is not just another economical collapse.
Yeah, that's why you had all these celebrities and stuff. They was trying to come out with their own digital currency. Everybody had a coin. You know, everybody's making a coin. Everybody's selling tickets to bid to get in on their coin. And none of this shit is flipping. None of this working. Let's go back.
The great day of the Lord, it is near. It is near. And hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord.
Right, it's not far. We're literally right around the corner from a lot of these things starting to happen. Go ahead.
The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. that day is a day of wrath.
Right, some of the mighty men, we talking about not mighty physical, mighty what's in their bank account.
That's right.
And what's around them, you know? Because you got these guys that y'all watching, like Andrew Tate, you know? This guy's considered a mighty man. He's going to be terrified for his life. The Lord can easily make an apparition pop up in this nigga's mansion, and then he just bitch up out of nowhere. You know? And they get rich. A lot of these guys, that go off in society, you know? They're going to be, what are you going to do as a missus? Let's say somehow you made it to the cannibalism, the race riots, to all these deaths, and zombies.
Wild
Only to
animals
see
coming at you.
the missiles coming down, and they might not be dropping on your yard, but you'll see them coming down. What are you going to do when that wave of fire is coming towards you? You know, at that point in time, you're not going to be able to pull up your phone, or let me check the blockchain, or let me check the stock market, or let me check my DMs. Ain't going to be no fucking DMs, man.
That's right.
The power would have been out already by then. You know? And before the fire hits you, you got to deal with your eardrums not working no more, because the shock wave can hit your ass. You might be blind or something. Keep going.
The day is a day of wrath. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation.
Like you said, it's going to be complete turmoil. It's going to be, potholes all on the road. It's going to be potholes in these buildings, man. There's going to be all types of, because you got a lot of the turmoil, the civil unrest that happens within is going to make the infrastructure crumble. From the inside out.
That's right.
You're going to have a lot of houses, a lot of nice looking neighborhoods, mansions. There's going to be broken windows, the front door is going to be wide open, like you see in The Walking Dead. Every house that they were to go in, that house is going to go through on the inside.
Fun. I mean, we always talked about this. When the tanks start rolling up and down the street, you're going to have so-called rebels and all that, right? So-called rebels, militias, whatever. Well, these tanks, they're going to be blown up because they don't get the drop, right? Because they're going to have a drone. They're going to have, these shows going to have drones flying around, right? And they're going to get the drop on certain groups, anti-governmental groups, whatever. They might try to get the drop on us too, whatever. And then, hey, they're going to get that order. Hey, listen, get on that building right there. Then you see that long fucking barrel from the tank go to the top of that thing. And they're not going to come back and rebuild it.
Right.
Nah, man.
A day of wasteness and desolation. A day of darkness and gloominess.
Right. That goes into actual physical darkness and spiritual darkness, you know?
Y'all ain't seen the power of the Most
mass
High.
depression and mass sorrow is coming to America. A lot of people's suicide rate is going to go up. A lot of people are just going to say, oh, fuck this. Let me drink this bleach. Let me eat this rat poison. Let me make a concoction. Only to wake up a few hours later and deal with the hell some more. The Lord can say, you know what? Don't let that take effect on your body.
Hey, brother, some cats are going to try to use the jammy. They're not going to understand why it's not jammy. The Most High said, listen, you don't go out the way he decided you would go.
A day of clouds and thick darkness. A day of the trumpet and the Lord against the bent cities and against the high towers.
Right, it says against the high towers. Now, when you look that word up, I think that word is either panas or bana. It's got to be panas. Bana means tall. It literally means skyscraper. Extremely tall building. This is the one place on earth where there's tall buildings everywhere. You know, it's not like this in other countries. They got the trees in the countryside, or within their cities, they got a whole lot of trees and still a lot of the natural environment within the cities. It's only here in America, mainly where Esau's taken over, like Spain and Europe, that he's created these buildings and stuff like that. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 30:6, it says, ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Right? It says, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins?
Meaning that's something you don't usually see. So now go ahead.
It says, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it.
Right, so a lot of people are going to be in a dead state of mind, and really just going to be shook. Being pale means you're sick, there's no life in you, you know, you're in desperation mode, maybe your organs are failing, near death, you know, on the brink of going into the spiritual world. Go ahead.
It says, Allah's for 7, Allah's for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Right, meaning an elect out of Jacob. Jacob's going to be in trouble, but only the elect out of our nation is going to be delivered. We're not out here for all black people.
Yeah.
We out here for the Israelites. All right? We got a lot of so-called black people, but they're not Israelites.
Right.
So let's go back.
Verse 17. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men.
Yeah, I will bring distress upon men. Distress is going to come one way that we're talking about right now is through your bank accounts. A majority of our people, they're afraid to open the banking app to even look at them things.
That's right.
You have some of our people, they're pressed. That's the first thing they look at in the morning. So imagine now they can't even go, because eventually you won't even be able to go into a facility or all hell breaks loose. Just a little bit of all hell breaks loose. You're not going to the same way.
Counted on the world.
Because they,
Get what the
remember,
world gonna keep.
Esau's plan from the beginning was to make the society a cashless society.
That's right.
So the pestilence already forced you to be contactless. So now you're in the mode, okay, this is for my safety. So when this man evaporates your bank account and says, here, I'll give you a certain amount of coins, but you got to put my spirit inside of you. You're going to do it willy-nilly.
That's right.
That's what we're talking about. When he calls of all. Literally, when there's no other answer, Esau wants to be there with the answer.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Because they have sinned against the Lord, the Yahweh Bashem.
Make sure y'all clear. Make sure there's a clear path on the sidewalk. Go ahead.
And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither the silver nor gold shall be able to deliver them.
And that's what's going to be tied to it. Be ready. You have to tie in the monetary aspect of the charagma, which is the MOTB. All right? The mark of Esau, man, of this devil. It has to be tied in.
That's right.
And eventually, we're going to see, we don't know, it hasn't been confirmed, but a lot of these people who got the sticker, maybe it only takes one more version of that to activate it. We don't know. But we'll see. But guess what? If this man makes this mandatory, and then out of nowhere he starts saying, you know what? It's going to protect your immune system, but you can also go to Amazon Go and get some broccoli so you can make a flu bomb, then we're going to know. Because you're going to have a lot of people, they're going to be trying to do the detox. They're going to be trying to do a charagma detox. But Esau, he has the power of nanotechnology. How are you supposed to stop that? Listen, the last time we knew, it was the size of a grain of rice. For all we know, it could be the size of an ant's head. You know? An ant's eyeball. For all we know. We just know not to take that shit.
Yeah.
Now go ahead. Go back to Zephaniah.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, real quick, brother. Real quick. Oh, the detox. Now what's
If you go out, it's in the Bible. Like in the Bible. Let the tulips kind of like go
All right, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But you're missing, there's one ingredient that's not in there, that's called faith. You can do all that stuff, You can do all that stuff, and then the Lord say, you know what, I'm still going to let you get jacked up.
It's the most high that brought this to me. I brought it to you.
Yeah, but the thing is, we already knew this information. Because you got something called black walnut bulb that also kills.
You got black walnut.
But see, wormwood, it'll
That's
kill.
one.
No, listen. That the wormwood, it'll kill the worms. But if you want to kill the eggs, you got to use black walnut. Black walnut will actually kill. It'll kill the egg. Now let's get back on track.
Nevertheless,
Because we all know this already, you know? We got our various detox and our wood tonics and stuff like that. And we're familiar with Blue Nile. There's a bunch of Queen of Heaven worshiping niggas in there.
Yeah.
If you go in there, make sure you don't take your wife with you. Them niggas gonna try to holler at you.
Man, I ain't worried about them trying to holler at my wife.
Well, I am. That's
ain't
why I'm
even
more
worried
than
about
you.
that. You know why?
I got a woman and I don't want her to
You know why? You know why?
I'm gonna get upset. Go ahead, bro.
neither that silver nor gold.
You don't know the women that I be with.
I don't care about the women, brother. And that's the thing. See, neither their silver or their gold. Remember, a lot of us take silver and gold internally. But we're not relying on that to purify us, all right, and keep us protected from Esau's shenanigans. We're relying solely on our faith in the Lord activating these things for us. You know, because he doesn't have to activate it. Because a lot of these things, a lot of these detoxes and stuff, they're not quick fixes. You need at least, depending on some of them, a good detox 21 days. You know what I'm saying? If you, let's say you want to filter all the meat out of your body, you gotta wait at least 14 days.
Every 7 days it's
And
recorded in the Bible
some
that
of
your
us,
body changes.
some of us still got mac and cheese and potatoes in our
7
system
days.
from 4 months ago. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this stuff, yeah, a lot of this stuff is not in its purest form by the time we're getting it anyway. You know? We're not out here wild crafting herbs out of the field. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Neither the silver nor gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy.
Revelation 14 and 9.
And if it's this, even the topic, you know, we talk a little bit about health. I mean, it's not that we downplaying health and remedies. It's just you can't get caught up into thinking that with the stuff that's coming down the pipe, you're gonna have some super concoction remedy that's gonna save you. You gotta trust in the Holy Spirit.
There's certain things out there that this devil has patents on that he has cures for that he hasn't released yet.
Hey, man.
This nigga has the cure for him. Think about this. All these different cancers and things happening, right? You got a lot of people dropping dead. How come a lot of these politicians and these famous people, they're surviving these things? Why? Because they have the money. All right, Esau knows, look, we have to keep certain people in place. Like this nigga Magic Johnson. They said, no, nigga, you need to keep dribbling that ball.
Yeah.
All right, and you got enough bread. That's just one example, you know? Because you got a lot of these people in the upper society, they all sodomites. Like you said, bati money. All right? They live alternative lifestyles. And they thriving in Babylon. How is that?
They done bought the judges.
You know? So with everything, there is a cure. But really, the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, he's the only cure on earth. And specifically for the elected Israel. 2/3 cure, we're reading about it. It's the fire. He's gonna be devoured in the fire of his jealousy. Now let's get Revelation 14. We're gonna wrap up there, Lord's over. Go ahead, Al. Yeah, that's fine.
This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image,
Right, we've gone completely through that already. Okay.
and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
Right, so you got options, you know? Do you want to burn in the wrath with fire? All right, or do you want to survive and see, let me see how the Lord is going to defend us. Let me give the Lord a chance before I tell Esau to give me a chance. Go ahead.
And ye shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
Right. Now you want to be put on show? You know, do you want to be the main attraction for the angels in your house to watch you get tortured and burned? No, that's not what we want. But the majority of you people, you're going to line up to get your ration, all right? And you're going to show your sticker. You're going to show your right hand, your forehead, wherever it is, man. You can put it in your foot. Guess what? If that foot can get you a bag of groceries, you sold out. That foot is going to get you burned up, you know? In whatever secret place. Esau can put it in your thigh, you know? Because remember, Esau has machines where you can walk through it and he can detect if there's metal on it. You don't think that he could tweak that machine to say, let me see if he has the charagma in him? You know? Same thing applies, man. Same thing applies.
And it comes down, you know, it comes down to the acceptance. Esau's going to make it so that you're going to beg, you're going to want to take it. That's what Esau wants. All right, at the end of the day, because Jake believes that Esau is going to be forcing it. Man, listen, why would he force the chip on you when he knows that, yo, you grab, if you pin me down and you put that microchip in my hand, right, and you know I don't want that, you force me to put it in my hand. You know what's going to happen the minute you release me, I'm grabbing a knife or a fork, and I'm plugging that thing out. So it has to be a situation where I'm willing, I'm begging, I want it. Then I'll keep it.
Yeah, I don't believe Yahweh is going to put us in situations being strapped down.
Yeah.
And if I do, remember, I always say this. If let's say you do get hauled off and taken to the black shirt, Esau's got you strapped down, and you're the next one to get it. Well, the Most High can turn your arm to steel, break the syringe. Esau can go through 20 syringes. He can be trying to stick it in your ear and your eyeball. You crying, bawling in tears, calling out the Lord's name. The Lord can turn your whole body to jacks off of Mortal Kombat. And guess what? You might not get the spiritual power to break out of those chains by that chair. But guess what? His ass is going to send you right back to the room and say, you know what? Maybe I'll try tomorrow. Maybe his flesh will weaken up. Maybe he'll bitch out tomorrow. And that's what the Lord wants. He wants you to go. That's the trial. Again, that's how we have to think. And I believe, again, it's not even going to get to that point. We're not even going to get to a point where the Lord is going to have us in a situation where we got to, this man is forcing himself upon us. That's not going to happen, man. I don't believe it.
That's powerful when you go into the precept. And it links to what we talked about earlier. We was talking about the health and the remedy and all that. At the end of the day, as we like the elder said, it's going to come down to the